All right, we got it. So we're good. Again, my name is Nicole Scales. I am in San Bernardino, California. I have been working with estate planning for over 8 to 9 years. The company that I work with is Strategic Planning, strategic company out of Costa Mesa. I love them. And they have helped me understand why everyone needs an estate plan. So I know that your lunch is only for a certain amount of time, so let's get to it. So I'll be bringing up the presentation so that we can and we'll go and get started. So the importance of estate planning, why you should consider creating a living trust for your family. I believe everyone 18 years and older should be able to have a plan. That might be a living trust, that might be a will, but once you're 18 years old, you are now an adult, okay? You are an adult and it is time for you or the people that you know that are 18 years and older. I'm getting a little bit, some people joining in with me. Hello, Jeffrey and Gertrude. Once someone turns 18, they're an adult, they have to speak for themselves. They have to make medical decisions and financial decisions. And if something that happened to them, for instance, like when COVID hit, they need to be able to take care of their affairs. For instance, sometimes some people, you want to mute your line. If you don't mind, mute your line. Thank you for joining us. Mute your line. We are recording. Make sure you do that. I can mute everyone.
Mostly in Washington, D.C., with the latest headlines for us. Good afternoon.
And Gertrude. All righty. So once someone is turned 18 and if they become incapacitated, just like when COVID hit, a lot of us weren't able to leave our homes. A lot of us were not able to take care of our affairs because we were so sick. We couldn't send someone to the bank, or we couldn't send someone to pay our bills in our name because they don't have a power of attorney. They may not have had advanced healthcare directive if they needed to take care of some health matters. So we want to make sure that we talk about why everyone needs to have these documents, these important documents. What are your goals for your family? How are you going to protect them? For you, yourself, peace of mind, knowing that your affairs are in order. And then your legacy. You know, some of us have worked many years, 40 plus years, and we have created a legacy in our name, and we want to pass that on to our family members. What is your plan? You know, we always talk about a goal without a plan is just a wish. It's for me, it's like having an idea of, okay, I want to protect my investments that I've worked on. I want to pass them on to the family, but I haven't planned it yet. I haven't even started the applications. And we know that these documents are going to be needed because our day is going to come where we're either in a position where we can't take care of ourselves and we need someone to assist us. But we want to have those documents in place. And that's why we call it a living trust. That's why we talk about wills for people that they may not have a lot of assets, but they have thoughts and their wishes and they want to pass it on. We want to make sure that you take some time while you're in your right mind, you're cognate, and you put those things on paper, right? And then we may think it's too complicated, and it really isn't. You know, there's many companies out here that will like to take your hand and walk you through the steps of protecting your assets and putting some of your affairs in orders. And I'm one of those persons. I love working with people and making sure that everything they want is lined up according to their wishes. It's easier than you think. I talk about it and tease about it often that I want to help you avoid probate. I want your family not to have to go through probate. I want to make sure that if you take some time and put your affairs in order, they won't go through probate. And I can help you do that. what happens? There's 4 simple planning steps, okay? You have a successor, someone that's going to be your power of attorney, successor trustee that will handle taking care of finalizing your estate, and then executors. Then you have your inheritance. How are you going to make sure that the grandkids or your children or your nonprofit organization or any organization receive benefits from you? We'll talk about that a little further. And then charitable planning, philanthropies, beneficiaries, and then guardian planning. Sometimes people have children that they're guardian over, or their own children that are under 18. And what are your thoughts of where they will go and be cared for in the event something happens to you while you're living or while you have passed on? So let's talk about that. Who do you entrust to carry out your wishes? Incapacity is real. We did not know that COVID was going to come through. And I'll speak on COVID because that's most recent, but any illness that will cause you to be in a position where you can't speak on your behalf. Who is going to take care of your affairs? You still have a car note, you still have a mortgage, you still have your business, you still have things that you have to take care of financially. Who's going to take care of that for you? And you want to think about that. Is it going to be a family, a friend, or a professional company? We can help you think and walk through that process of thought. And then at the time of death, we know that we never know our last days, right? But that day is going to come one day. So what are you going to do? Who are you entrusting to take on and make sure that everything that you wanted to happen for your family happens? We're going to walk you through that today. Guiding your decisions. How do you choose the right people? A successor trustee is someone that makes decisions on your behalf, right? It says here, what makes a good trustee? Should guardians be trustee? Power of attorney, who will make healthcare decisions for you and other decisions for you. And then inheritance planning, who are your heirs? Have you sat down and thought about who do you want to leave either monetarily or physical furnishings for? We all have items that we want to leave someone, or property, okay? What are the incentives for those people to receive that? The final completion of your trust funding. We have properties that are transferred over to the trust name, right? So you can take a property and you can have it retitled to the trust. That's funding. Your bank accounts that's in your name right now will be transferred over to your trust name. That completes the process, some of the process of trust funding, okay? Contingency planning, planning for the well-being of you and your family. We want to make sure that we talk about that. Encourage values, incentive behaviors, motivate unproductive heirs, and protect your inheritance. What does that mean? What does it mean by encourage values? I value that either my children or my grandchildren, they go out and get a better education. But in the event that they don't want to get a better education for whatever reason, I would want them to either start a business or to get a skill so that they can, have a better life before them. I can put that in my trust, just like how I said it, and say, hey, they have milestones they have to meet. By the age of 25, have a degree. If you didn't get a degree, you have a skill that you have got a certificate for, right? Those are things that I can put into my trust for my heirs, okay? This helps motivate them to do some of the things that you want. If they want to receive whatever I'm giving them, they're going to have to do it. And who's going to make sure that happens? The successor trustee, right? That's why you want to make sure that you've thought about who are you going to have to make sure your estate is being distributed according to what you decided. Consequences of failing to plan. If you don't plan, the state has a plan for you. We do business in California, Arizona, and Texas, Virginia, Maryland, and Tennessee. In those 6 states, we have partner attorneys, and all of these living trusts or wills are prepared or you have a consultation with our attorneys. And then we have our company that will prepare the documents according to what they have submitted. You want to make sure that you plan ahead of time if it's something that is important to you. Some people may not find this to be important, and they don't want to think about it. They think that a living trust and a will is really having one foot in the grave, and it's not. It's really a smart thing. You want to give the gift of having your affairs in order to your family. And I suggest that you do that while you're in a great state of mind, because if you don't, and you do it when you're either incapacitated or you want not, you won't want to do it when you're incapacitated. You don't want to get to the position of you're being incapacitated, and then now your family has to spend a lot of money to have someone give conservatorship and things of that sort. Okay, so we want to make sure we're planning ahead of time. Just like we right now have driver's license, social security cards, birth certificates, I also believe we need to have a pour over will, advanced healthcare directive, power of attorney, and a living trust in the event that I have assets or you have assets. Okay. We are the legacy we leave behind. We are the legacy that we leave behind. We want to make sure that the things that are important to us is transferred over to our family. Hopefully we're spending time with them and they know our heart and they love us and they know who we are. But if there's other things that we want to pass on and give incentives to, we can do that through our living trust. Okay. I'm going to give you an example of one of the living trusts that I have here with me today. This person has a property, and I'm going to not share the screen anymore. So just going to come back on. It's just be me and Gertrude and Jeffrey and everybody else on Facebook. The person that I have a living trust for, this is an example. They do have a property, and with our company, there will be a quick claim deed that will be prepared for that property so that the transfer of the property is done seamlessly. There's no dirty title, it's a clean title, okay? With our living trust portfolios, we also offer a membership benefit where you're able to get attorney services at a discount. Now, this legal plan that we provide allows you to do simple updates to your living trust or your will. And I suggest that every year that you have your living trust, that you have it either reviewed, or you also update your legal plan with this company, because the plan service comes with a lot. It comes with a membership benefits where you can get attorney consultations and sometimes review of documents at no cost or a low discount. You're also able to get a emergency wallet card, and this emergency wallet card that is provided with you with our program, this type of card will be in your wallet, where if you were to have a emergency out on the road and an EMT or paramedic needed to tend to you, they will be able to use that card and get information like your medical history, previous or current, and they will be able to tend to you according to your health that you've had before. I like that AmeriState allows us to have this program with the legal plan, and every year you can renew it so that you can get access to these services. The portfolio is this. Based on a consultation with myself, this is the book here. Based on the consultation, We will find out if you need a living trust. Not everyone needs one, but some people may, especially if you have assets. And then we will have this portfolio put together with you. If it's a living trust portfolio, it will include a living trust, a will, a power of attorney, advanced healthcare directive. Also, we help you fund your assets as well as get a trust certification. And if you have a property that needs to be transferred at an additional fee, those properties will be transferred over with deeds, okay? We do living trusts if you live in those states that I mentioned before: California, Texas, Arizona, Virginia, Maryland, and Tennessee. You can have properties in the United States. That's not a problem anywhere, but as long as you live in those states, we can provide this service for you. And we can create this living trust portfolio. Remember, you don't want to be in a position where something happens to you and you're not protected. You're not able to have someone that you trust take care of your affairs. So when you heal and come out of it, you can continue on. Don't let these days go by and don't think, okay, I'm good. Nothing's ever going to happen. We don't want anything to happen to you. But if it were to, you're already prepared. You're prepared. We never know if we need to have these items and documents. And you don't want to go and work 40 plus years and God forbid that you had to go home with the Lord, that your property is now in probate. Okay, and your family, every time they go to court, they will have to pay money to the court so that they can continue to get access to the assets that could have been given to them right away if you had some documents in order. A living trust is great to have. It will help make things so much easier. I was speaking with a client the other day, and she told me that her mother's estate took 20 years to come out of probate. And the reason why it took so long is the family didn't have a lot of money, and they had to keep saving money and keep going back, saving money, keep going. That's a lot. That's a headache on the family. And you don't want that to happen. Do your best to get with me when you can. 909-787-0147. Some of you might have my personal cell. My email address is notarymaxplus@gmail or info@notarymaxplus.com. I'll be happy to assist you. And say, for instance, you are in a position and you don't have all the money. We can take half up front and take the remaining later. I don't quote prices over this type of platform at this time because, and the only reason is because pricing can change and this video can be watched at different times. So please call me, let me know what your situation is, what your desires are, and I'll tell you exactly how we can help you. Again, this is Nicole. Thank you for joining me on your Lunch and Learn. Now it's time for me to go eat my lunch. And I hope you guys learned a lot. Have a great one. Thank you.